Hello everybody, I'm Maciek and today we have a really special guest straight from Sweden, Joakim from Sabaton.
Hello everyone!
Yeah, and first of all, thanks for letting me do this interview here in my...
Thanks for having me, man.
It's great to have you back in Poland. And first of all, you were in Poland many times. And which show brings you back the best memories from all shows in Poland?
I'm thinking it's hard to choose, but I think the one at the battlefield in Visna is gonna be the one that's closest to my heart, because as you know, everybody there, not only us but also the audience, knows what's coming, and the anticipation is building, and it's like an explosion of emotion when you play the song for the one on the battlefield. So that one lies closest to my heart, but I can't really ignore Woodstock either, which is a massive explosion as well.
Yeah, it was a really big show.
Yeah.
I think still the biggest one in Woodstock.
Okay.
This festival, so
oh yeah,
one of the biggest ones.
It was at least the biggest one for us, for sure.
Okay, so I've asked about shows in Poland, and do you have any silly or funny moments connected with your stay in Poland?
Oh, too many to mention. Oh, it's just so hard. The thing is, over the years you connect so many memories on tour that when somebody asks you and you're put on the spot, all of a sudden you got nothing. I can honestly say, you know, if we had like one or two more band members here now and we started talking about it, you know, one comes up with something which triggers another memory,
That's why I love to talk with whole band, because they are messing with each other, asking about each other about something. Yeah. It's much more hard to...
Yeah, I mean, good memories, I don't really have any particular bad memories. There's a lot of crazy ones, but them I don't want to tell those on camera anyway. So that's
the so hardcore ones.
There are a few that wouldn't be good to let people under a certain age hear of. Yes, a few.
Okay, and do you have any Polish town that you would love to play and visit, but you still weren't there?
Well, actually, I would like to do it's not all about Poland, but it would be nice to do a battlefield tour. We visit places that we have sung about, in a way like we did in Visna, because I think that was not only one of the coolest memories I have from Poland, but you know, from a career spanning 20 years and over 1,000 concerts. I stopped counting concerts after 1,000, and that was many years ago, so I don't know.
We have like 5,000 right now, or even more.
Oh, I don't think we're up to 5 actually, but we should be, I don't know even. Yeah, we should be around 2 or maybe more. Yeah, it would be cool. I mean, not exclusively for Poland, but also including Poland, of course. But I mean, a battlefield tour, you know, instead of going to venues because there's a good venue in the city, or you know, let's go to the battlefield. Yeah,
we have Ostrów. It's close to Warsaw. It's a place where Bitwa Warszawska was placed in 1920 with the Soviet. With the Bolsheviks. I don't know if it's translatable into English.
Oh, yeah, I know it. And I mean, also we could do, but we would have to go to Vienna, but we could bring in some hussars there.
And the Wing Hussars arrived.
Yes.
Yeah. Great meme.
Yes. We should have them on every battlefield.
Yeah.
Make our own memes.
Okay, you have 2 fresh releases. First of all, Bismarck single and the upcoming The Great War album. I will ask firstly about the single. And I know it doesn't fit with your newest album concept, because it's about World War II battleship, and I also know that you wrote the song because of the audience, because of the fans asked about this. The song became really big. It was trending on YouTube and on other portals. And will we receive a physical copy of it, and will it appear on upcoming album, upcoming
live shows, most certainly. But the whole idea with the song was to celebrate our 20th anniversary by giving our fans something for free, you know, and not sell it. Instead of doing box set with 20 years of Sabaton trying to sell people music they already bought before. We thought, hey, let's do something fun. And you know, Bismarck being one of the most, or the most requested topic, we thought, hey, that's a cool one. And the whole idea was never to monetize it at all, only just give it away on YouTube. Then people, within 20 seconds, they got angry. It's like, where can I buy this? No, that was not the point. The whole idea was you shouldn't be able to buy this. It was for free. Fucking take the gift. You know?
Yeah, but there are some crazy collectors like me, for example, who would love to have a physical copy.
I agree, but that's the thing. If we release something, then some other people are like, oh, they're releasing so much, you know, and they get angry. So it's we are trying to figure it out actually, because this is a lesson we learned really much with this release, and that is sure it is up to us to control the music itself and create the music, but everybody loves different things, which is, you know, very obvious. But it's not up to us to try and control how people experience our music. So I don't know how we can reach that, but we've already started thinking about it. It's like, how can we make sure that we are, you know, making it possible for everyone to enjoy Sabaton the way they do it. For some people it is Spotify, they don't even care about physical. Some people are into vinyl, but then are they into the heavier ones or the picture vinyls? And you can't go with everything, because then you're fucking the collectors, because then they're, you know, stop raping us.
You have 20 versions of your release, come on!
Exactly. So where do you draw the line? And that is a really tricky question. But on the other hand, this is something we should think about a lot, and Bismarck showed us that, you know, no matter what you do, people are going to be disappointed or angry. But there is also, that doesn't mean you should stop caring. There has to be a way where you can make less people angry, you know, and more people happy.
Yeah,
so that's what we're trying.
Okay, we talked a little bit about Bismarck before, and apart from this topic, which topics are the most requested ones?
Star Wars.
And more historical themed?
Well, it depends. It's usually... I mean, the Red Baron that we have on this album was one of those guys, but to be honest, it's not like that was news to us. You know what I mean? In many cases... it's connected to that nation's history, and those are the really interesting ones, because sometimes for us it's like, if we know about it and have read about something for a long time ago, the topic isn't fresh anymore, so we're not passionate about it. So usually we try not to actually, if we find a topic that we like, then we let it be, if you know what I mean. It sounds strange, but if I find a topic that I'm really passionate about, like, oh, this could be a fantastic story, then I don't do any more deep research. And then we put it in the keep this in mind box, if you will. And then when we have the song or we're doing it, that's when
to-do list.
Exactly. Because when you are discovering something and you think it's fantastic, that's when you're most passionate about it. So that's when you should be making the song or writing the lyrics. So in many cases, people have sent us stuff and they asked, have you looked into it? Like, yes, we have looked at everything. We have either dismissed it because we didn't feel it, or we have saved it, but we never do the big research before. I did that mistake with Stalingrad back in Primo Victoria, and I did every film I could come across, both fact and fiction. And books, I went through Anthony Beevor's big good book, but I sat there with so much info. It's like, where do I start? And at the same time, I knew everything, but it felt like I knew nothing.
Yeah, and it would be 18 minutes song like Iron Maiden did in the last album,
or 180 minutes it feels like. So how can I do this? And I didn't know where to start, and everything felt wrong and impersonal. And I managed to find a translation on the internet. It's just a few pages of a Russian soldier's diary, and they used that instead, because that was new, that was fresh, and that had that emotional touch to it.
It was real.
Yeah. So of course it helped then when I read everything else to put it in the right setting. But we learned then, don't do the deep research until you're ready to to actually go into action. So we actually scan the surface, and I love that because I'm in love with the discovery phase, finding new things out. Like, oh, this sounds amazing, you know. So a bit of a history nerd, yes.
Okay, and Bismarck, it's, I assume, the first song with Tommy you've written.
Yeah. He wasn't a part of the songwriting for that one actually, but it's the first one we recorded with Tommy. But we have a song on The Great War that I written with Tommy, and that was A Ghost in the Trenches.
Yeah.
So there we can hear some of his amazing songwriting skills as well.
Yeah, and I'm going to this point. When you listen to the Bismarck and you will listen the album later, you hear that there are more guitar riffs, more than the keyboard ones. And on the previous songs, on the previous albums, and the keyboards are not on the front, put on the front. The same with the upcoming album, as I said. And do you think that Tommy brought some fresh blood on the one hand, and on the other hand brought back some good old Sabaton, because we know that the really early songs, old songs, are much more guitar
based. Well, here's the thing. It's a big production thing there, and also about personal perceptions. For this album now, you are among the... I agree with you, absolutely, because I was there. I know the facts. I was there for the writing of every one of those songs. I didn't write them all by myself, but I was there when everyone was written. I was a part of writing them. I was part of the pre-productions. I was also part of the recording. I have all the facts in this matter, and you are right. But you know, here's the thing, it's a matter of perception. Most people have said, oh, it's more synthesizers. And no, they're wrong. You know why? Because it's more atmospheric. You know, we have more orchestral elements in a sense, like we had on Kind of Lex, but it is much more guitar-driven album, absolutely. But I don't really want to piss on the other journalists' faces when they say it's like, oh, it's more synthesizers. So I'm like,
Okay.
But the fact of the matter is, over our years, if we exclude, let's say, if we exclude the Metalizer album, the average use of synthesizers on an average hasn't changed very much at all. It's so much a matter of how it's put in the mix. And everything.
If it's on the front or in the back.
In the back, yeah, and it depends on which system you're listening to.
Yeah.
You know, are you listening in your car? It might sound different in your living room.
If you listen to CD quality or poorly ripped MP3.
Yeah, and then all you hear is synthesizer symbols and vocals. You know, so it's but in this case you're right, and thank you for noticing. But I mean, take a song like Devil Dogs on this album. You heard it, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And the instrumentation from that one, the use of instruments, how they would be played, is not going to be extremely different from, let's say, Aces in Exile, Atero Dominatus, and you know, everything that's different in that from a, you know, except you know who played it, but it's like how was it mixed? Because it features drums, guitars, bass, and keyboards. The keyboards, we have the pad that we always use in the background, which is like a chorale pad that's like an atmospheric background synth that adds the chords and a bit of coloring that's hard to get with guitars. And then we have the, what do you call it? Electronic fanfare sound. That would be on Prima Victoria. And I mean, it doesn't matter if you listen to Prima Victoria, Atero Dominatus, 40-1, Aces in Exile, or Devil Dogs or other tracks. It is the same basics, but then it depends on how was it mixed, where were you listening.
Okay, looks like we're almost out of time.
Oh, sorry.
We are talking, we can talk hours and hours.
Keep on going.
Okay, so I will skip some things less interesting. So which song of the album is your favorite?
Well, I'm the worst person to ask because, as I said, I've been working with it for 9 months, but the one that gives me the best feeling is 7 Pillars of Wisdom, the second song. Because it's just classic hard rock metal, nothing else. We didn't use much orchestration or anything. It's just the band, no choir. It's me Tommy and Chris doing all the vocals, and it sounds huge anyway. And it's got what I think is the best guitar work and drum performances Sabaton's ever had. And when I hear that song, I always want to drink beer and sing along. And if I've been working with the album for 9 months, that can't be a bad thing. You know?
Sure. Okay, next one. We will get in public an album about First World War, maybe something about Vietnam War.
Ah, that's a good one actually. That's a whole topic in itself. We covered it a bit in Into the Fire back in the day, but that would be so much fun because I think also it's hard to cover, but the Cold War is immensely interesting because, you know, I'm not only interested in military history. Yeah, true. Military history fits well with metal, so let's not make we can't make an heavy metal album about art history. It would be stupid, you know. I wouldn't because I'm not that much into art history anyway. But yeah, you just gave me a very good idea. Thank you. Because I like the Cold War, but you couldn't do it, you know, Soviet Union versus United States. Yeah. But you could cover the Cold War through all the proxy wars, where you could also get in Vietnam, Korea, Afghanistan, where there were sort of behind the scenes helping with equipment. Very good idea. Yeah. I might steal that one day. And you have it on tape. Yeah. Who inspired that? So.
Okay. We're almost out of time. So quick questions. Do you know any Polish bands, big or smaller?
Well, there's obviously gonna be Behemoth and the boys, which I really admire. Adam and the boys did something to me many years ago at a festival in Sweden where they play a music that's much harder than I normally appreciate. You know, my maximum is a monomark, you know, in hardness. And then it goes back to ABBA.
I think me too, but thrash groove is maximum. I'm not really into extreme metal
or
black metal.
Same here, it's too hard for me. But man, this must be like 10 years ago, or I can't remember, maybe more even. And they started playing, and the amount of headbanging, the sound, the blast, they ran me over like a train. I stood there, you know, crushed. It's like, they're playing so well, extreme, tight. I don't really like this music, but this is amazing.
What the hell is happening?
Yeah.
Okay, so the last question I have here, but not from all of it. If you were a dinosaur, will you be a carnivore or herbivore, and why?
I've never had this one before. Obviously, I couldn't be a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It would be too hard to masturbate with those things, you know. I don't know. Probably. I mean, obviously, there is only two choices. Smart ninja herbivore, getting, flying under the radar, so not really the prime, yeah, exactly, the prime food source for everyone. Or the biggest, baddest carnivore, so you have no natural enemies until the comet comes or asteroid comes and takes care of us all, you know.
Okay, so I don't know when Adam will come, so I will test you out if you know Polish style music, let's say. I prepared 10 bands and you have to decide if it's Polish one or the, let's say, foreign one. Let's find the playlist.
Okay, so it's okay. I only have the time before the vocals come then. Rock&Roll nation! Well, they're not native English language, but I can't tell if they're Polish or not, sorry.
You can try a shot.
I'm gonna go Polish because it's the first question.
Yeah. It's a Polish band, Aquila from Warsaw.
Okay.
They're really young and they just released the single Saviors of the Universe. And they will play Trugheim Festival in Germany on August.
Cool.
They're even younger than me. They are from 1999.
Yeah,
1999.
Oh, in that case, I'm impressed.
Yeah, 21 years.
Sounds like a mix of Doro and Crystal Viper.
It could be, but yeah, it's not Polish.
Okay.
And it's German.
Okay.
So it's a band Mad Max. They weren't that famous in the 80s, but they started their career in the 80s and they are still playing. They just released their...
Yeah, when I heard it, it's like, yeah, I could go with Doro or Crystal Viper, you know?
Yeah, their leader is really famous of mixing. He is mixing many things. I can't remember his name right now, but he's doing many mastering stuff right now.
This is a cool old school guitar riff vibe to it. I like it. I mean, if the singer is Polish, she's got a great accent, so I'm guessing no.
It's not Polish, and I think I'll surprise you. I think they are from Israel or that kind of world. Yeah, I found them. I was searching for Vietnam music in a metal version, and they played the letter in a metal version. It's a metal scent. It's barely known band, but they have 2 albums and they are great for me.
Yeah, it sounds really like I don't know. No idea. I'm gonna go not Polish.
Well, it's a Polish band, a Bloody Mess, also from Warsaw. And it's their debut album. It has like a year or so. Yeah, quite traditional heavy metal playing, but really nice.
Catchy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm guessing it's not Polish based on the. It sounds very. You know what I expect? German, Italian, heavy power metal band would do in the late 90s, early 2000s, I guess.
Well, it's a Polish band from Warsaw.
Kurwa, I'm missing all of this.
And suburban towns. Lux Perpetua. It's they released their album via, I think, Italian label.
That doesn't surprise me at all, though.
And they are recording their second album with more guitar riffs, less keyboards. But they are touring the Europe more and more, so they're becoming bigger and bigger. And I was with them on Ukraine on 2 shows, and that was great.
Cool.
To be
it sounded good. It sounded catchy. I like that. Punk.
Not really, but
yeah, this is punk to me. Punk rock.
True metalheads are hurt.
Yeah, now it's metal rock. Obviously.
Polish or not?
No.
Alright, they're British, and you should know this name because it's New Diamond Head.
Aha!
Yeah. By now it's the newest album from 2016, but they are recording right now, so...
I see. That sounds fucking cool. Yeah, I'm gonna guess Polish.
Yeah, it's a Polish, and I put an English version of this song on purpose. It's Turbo. One of the most famous.
That one I heard about. Yeah.
It's
very good, man. Fucking cool vocals.
It's one of the newest albums.
Okay.
With Tomasz Struszczyk.
Oh, these guys like guitar solos loud, man. Louder than the vocals. I have no idea. I'm gonna go not Polish.
Yeah, it's a band from the 80s, Martyr, from Netherlands.
Okay.
Yeah, they came back in I don't know, in 2009 or so.
Yeah.
And they started releasing new songs, and it's their classic song "Spirit of Samurai," but re-recorded.
Okay. I have no idea actually what this could be.
Polish or not Polish? Three, two, one.
Yeah, Polish.
No,
No.
it's an American band, Night Demon.
They should be better in English than that.
Oh, it's their second album, but third release from 2017, and their leader Jarvis is also inserted Ungo. I have to
okay.
How it's pronounced well.
It sounds good. I like it.
Like if it's Polish.
Yeah, you're gonna quit. You're gonna end up with something Polish.
Yeah, it's a Polish band, Gutter Sirens.
Okay.
The name is taken from Sabotage albums because the leader Doman is really into Sabotage, and it's a song from 2006, and they were, I assume, one of the first, if not the really first, power metal band in Poland. They started in the 90s.
Okay.
Early 90s, and they are still releasing music and playing. So
That's what we're Polish. I like it.
I think that's all. I have no idea how many were right, but I will count it later.
Yeah. It's on video. So.
Yeah, and so thank you very much for having me here and
Thanks.
talking. It was a pleasure for me, and see you later in some other videos, materials, and see those guys on tour. See ya.
I know my deeds are not in